Hey guys, I'm back. I'm Samantha and I'm a therapist and I'm creating a video every day for a year. This is video 226. And I wanted to share a poem that I saw on Instagram earlier today, and it's written by James McCrae. He apparently posted this around Christmas. And if you haven't heard of this, I wanted to share it with you today. I thought it was really special. Kind of goes along with what we talk about here on this channel. So I just thought it was just such an amazing thing. So here we go. It's called Instructions Before Visiting Earth. All right, let's get into it. In the event that you wake up and find your soul separated from source and manifest into material form, don't panic. Your condition is only temporary. You have been selected for the opportunity of human incarnation. This 3D simulation is designed to break up the monotony of eternity by giving you a fully immersive experience as a distinct ego identity. Your body will serve as your physical avatar as you navigate a dense and dramatic reality. There will be many distractions, causing you to forget your true nature and origin. You will experience a range of emotions from joy to loneliness to despair. But remember, no matter what trials and traumas you encounter, your soul remains perfectly safe. At times, you may feel lost or afraid. This is totally normal. If you ever need guidance, simply slow down your busy mind and bring your awareness to the quiet place inside yourself. On this planet, nothing is permanent. People and things will come and go. You will fall in love and form sentimental attachments, only to lose everything you hold dear. So cling to nothing too tightly, even yourself. And when it's time to let go with grace, for nothing is owned, only borrowed. As you walk among the people on the planet, try to be a good guest. Tread lightly. Remember that you are only visiting. Don't make a mess. Listen more than you speak. Give more than you take. Don't keep your soft heart locked inside a glass cage, protected from wear and tear. You'll never make it out alive, and time passes quickly. So come back with some battle scars and good stories to tell. I love that. Wow, it's like exactly what we talk about. Oh my gosh. The world is a simulation, and we're going to encounter trials and traumas. Go inside your mind, and you'll find solace there. Nothing is permanent. Don't cling to anything too tightly, even yourself. I guess we could go with that one. Don't cling too tightly to that old self. Remember, we're trying to become a new self. We're trying to actually become the self that we were born to be. But we got burdened, we got buried by past programming from other people and all the distractions that this talks about. There will be distractions. The distractions are everything around you. It's the reality that we observe. It's all a distraction. We're really creating it from our imaginations and our own perception and our perspective of what we're experiencing. So you get to define everything as you want to define it. You get to feel anything you want to feel. And we do feel these feelings: loneliness, despair, joy. We feel all of these ranges of emotions. That's why I love to talk about emotions as well with manifesting, of course, because Neville said feeling is the secret. So our feelings tell a story. Our feelings tell us where to go. And they're just pieces of data for us to use and help us move forward or stay stuck. We can really stay stuck in those feelings. We just get stuck there. But remember, nothing is permanent. Everything is temporary. And these are great instructions, aren't they? Instructions before visiting Earth. I wish we would have all gotten these instructions, but I'm sure we did. We just don't remember. We probably don't remember these things. But I love it. We're never separated from Source. We don't ever have to panic. And this is a 3D simulation designed to break up the monotony of eternity by giving you a fully immersive experience. I just love that. Simply slow down your busy mind if you ever need guidance. Bring your awareness to the quiet place inside yourself. This is wonderful. I wish I would have written this myself. He did a wonderful job writing this. This is just so beautiful, and there's nothing to worry about. There's no trying. There's no hurry to get anywhere. As they say, there is no there. Every there is right now. All we need to think about is right now, be aware of right now, because that's literally all we have. And we don't need to worry about how things are going to happen. That's our biggest flaw, I guess I would call it, of being human, is like making it our business and our concern and our worry about the how something's going to happen. And we don't know the power of our imagination and the power of our thoughts. And if we were to just stay there in our imagination and hold true to that new self that we want to become, that vision we have for ourselves, then we would not be distracted by anything, and we would probably get there a lot faster. Everybody wants to get there fast. We want to get there faster because we don't want to suffer, right? But again, suffering is something we bring on ourselves. It's a prison that we put ourselves in, and we can decide to jump in there or jump out at any time. But it's just so practiced that we think we have to suffer, and we don't. We think we have to work hard at things, and we don't. We think we have to earn and prove and suffer. We don't. We just need to relax. And we go inside our minds to do that and remember who we truly are, not this. We're an avatar. So we're consciousness experiencing itself in human form. And this is an immersive, virtual reality, basically. How cool is that to think about? It's so strange because it feels so real. But what if this isn't real? What if it's just an experience we're having? And that's what I tend to believe, because nothing else really makes sense. Just with all the weird things that happen in life, it kind of makes sense. Like how we're creating things moment to moment to moment, and how people treat us, and different things that we'll be thinking and somebody will say the same thing we were thinking, and there's patterns, and it's wild to think about. But what if that's true? What if this is a simulation? How would we live differently and think differently if this were a simulation? How would you think differently? Would you worry so much? Probably not. If we just went inside the imagination and created a reality from there instead of from what we observe, what could we do you think? What would be, what could happen that's different from what we're experiencing right now? So it's something to really think about. How would I live differently if I knew this were a simulation and this weren't even real, and this was just like an experience that I'm having, which is real? But what if everything around me, this is one thing I practice too, it's like, what if everything around me is just for me? Everything. Like even the news stories on the news, or even different podcasts that pop up on YouTube, or different things, just anything that I'm seeing is all for me and my own experience. And so it's really fun to play that game, because what if that's true? I'd rather believe that than suffer, because I've suffered a lot in my life. We all have at some point, off and on, the pain that we cause ourselves and the pain we take with us about things that have happened to us in the past. And remember, past, present, and future are all happening right now. They're just now. Everything is happening simultaneously. There's no technical time. So if everything is happening now, then we just have to relax and allow things to come in. And remember why we're here. We're here to experience whatever our individual purposes are. And your purpose could be just to experience joy. That could just be your purpose while you're here. Or to have this immersive experience like he's talking about in this poem. What if we just came here to enjoy the immersive experience, and that's it? And I think a lot of times we are waiting and procrastinating, in becoming our new self and becoming the self that we really want to be. And we're not doing the things that will move us towards that new self. And so it feels so comfortable to stay in the old way of being. It's just familiar and comfortable. And the unknown is a little scary. We define it as that, though. It doesn't have to be. We just go throughout our lives and we're like, well, I don't like change, and I'm scared of this, and I'm scared of that. And it's like, well, if you say it over and over to yourself, you're going to believe it. And what if you started changing the story and started thinking from a different perspective, what would that do for you in your life? And what would you see that would manifest for you? So really think about these things. How would I live differently if I were to live with no fear? How would I live differently if I were to live just from love instead of fear? Because we've really only got like two emotions, love and fear. So you're either in love or you're in fear. And it's really easy to tell the difference where you're at. And I think we oscillate a lot between love and fear. A lot of times we do. And we don't have to do that with practice. Remember, you can reprogram and rewire your mind through practice. And it just requires that shift in awareness and shift in consciousness. What am I focusing on? What am I aware of right now? And saying, I don't prefer that. I'm gonna move that over here. I'm gonna move my awareness over here. I don't want to look over there anymore. I'm going to look over here now because this feels better. This makes more sense of where I'm going versus where I was. We don't want to recreate the same thing because we do notice that, if you think so many thoughts, like we think 60 to 70,000 a day, 95% of those are from yesterday. If we think the same thoughts, we're going to have the same feelings, the same beliefs, the same behaviors, the same circumstances are going to show up. We're going to make the same decisions, make the same choices, all these things. And so nothing's really going to change until we change our mind. So keep working on that about like, who do I want to be? What would I be if I had no fear? And I just lived from my true self, who I want to be. What is it that I want to do? What is it that I want to bring to the world, your own world, because it's just you in it, technically. Just experiencing versions of people. So what versions do you want to experience? You get to select these things. But first, select your state. What's your mental state that you stay in? What's the dominant mental state you think from? That's where you want to change things, is we want to change our mental state. That's where we manifest from. And we experience everything from that state. If you're in an angry state, you're going to look around you and be like, oh, this sucks, and I don't like this, and blah, 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 and grumble, But you change your state by petting your favorite pet that you have, or any pet, of course, not your favorite pet. Read your favorite book, or look at a beautiful picture of a sunset, anything that conjures up a new mental state that makes you feel better. You just stay there for as long as you can. And then recreate that over and over in your life, and you'll see big changes. I had a client today that I told them to pour into themselves. I said, so if we talked about feeling good enough, and they feel like 50% good enough. So I was like, okay, so let's say your deceased grandmother that you love so much. What if she were to tell you all day long, just, you are amazing. You are so great enough. You are perfect in every way. You do everything correctly. You're just an amazing human being that is beautiful inside and out. What if she were saying that to you all day? Would you feel good enough? And she said, yeah, I would. And I'm like, okay, well, there's your homework. You get to now pour into yourself just like that. Because there's no reason why we should feel good enough when somebody else is telling us something, but we don't when we don't tell ourselves these things. So we've got to practice telling ourselves these things about ourselves too. And I said, tell yourself, instead of saying, I am this, instead you could just say, you are. Just pretend like there's somebody telling you these things. And then you can work into saying, I am, if it doesn't sound true yet. But you'll get there eventually. And so this is just a practice. It's like, pour love into you. And then the more you do that into yourself, you're going to be able to do that with other people a lot easier too. So we have to practice with ourselves first, because we have to change ourselves first. There's no one to change but self, Neville said. I fully believe that. There's no one to change but self, because all there is ourselves in this simulation. And we're just experiencing everything from our own perception inside our minds. So we can change anything, but we first have to change ourselves so that the reflection in the mirror will change as well. We cannot argue with the mirror. We cannot say, mirror, you need to change. You need to take responsibility. You need to do this. You need to do that. No, bring it back to you. I promise you, if you do that and you practice it over and over, it will become second nature, and you'll be like, oh, wow, yeah, it was me the whole time. It really was me the whole time. I've practiced it. I've seen it. I've done it. It is miraculous. So, and it's just changing your state. What state do you live in? Not the state in the United States, but what mental state do you live in most of the time? And just really think about where you're at. And then, yeah, I'll be back tomorrow for another one as usual. I do these every day for a year, so we got some left. We got what, 140, I think, or 140 something. I don't know. We're getting there. Hope you guys are doing awesome. Thank you guys for watching so much. If this helped you, please share it with somebody who might benefit from this information. And please like and subscribe. And remember, you're so loved. Pass it on to anybody who needs to hear that. And maybe people that don't think they need to hear it. Just give it to them anyway. Give them a "you are loved." Hit them with that. See what happens. And remember to appreciate yourself, because what you appreciate appreciates. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.